creative.
You don't find you don't really get a funny things. That's the problem.
You don't think I'm funny? Everyone always says I'm funny.
Yeah,
Good morning and welcome to Flock School. I hope you had a big breakfast because we're going to work very hard today. Sheep like to get themselves in a lot of mischief, so we have to check everyone in the morning and sometimes at night as well to check no one's stuck in the fence, no one's stuck in the bush, everyone's on 4 feet and eating. And this is what they eat, the grass. This isn't very good grass at this time of year. You see there's some yellow in there, but this is what they eat. Be pretty boring eating the same thing every day, wouldn't it? Everyone on 4 legs. We are now rushing to the turnips because, well, they're not respecting the electric fence and they've all escaped. Look at Indy there. And they've all escaped, so we have to go and fetch them all in. I might have to have a snack before that. This is where the sheep are meant to be.
Lol.
There are no sheep here. They obviously decided they didn't want to eat the turnip bulbs. They wanted to get out and eat the leaves on this fresh bit instead. Bad, bad, bad. Now it's just started to rain. So we've got her there, Indy and Chris. Let's see what she decides to do. And now I've got to run and check that she's going to go through that gap. Good job I had my big breakfast. She's got to go through that gap there. Go on, love. Through there. Oh, go on. Shh. Whew. She's giving me the runaround. Good morning. So you know everyone has that job that they hate. It might be washing up, laying the table for dinner. It might be brushing your teeth. For me, it's electric fencing. So you see these posts. Got to put these posts out and then run a wire in between, so all the way around, so it acts like a fence. And then the wire goes electric, so if you touch the wire you get an electric shock. And what that does is it keeps the sheep in the field rather than going on the road or on a different one. Because you see all this nice green, that's all, there's radishes in there, there's all sorts in there. And so they eat all the green bits and then they eat the underneath, which I'll show you in a minute, which is like a, have you ever had a parsnip? It's like parsnip texture. But I will show you that in a minute. So you can see, this isn't very thick, this one, but you see all of this in here and my legs. So you can see it all, and then you can see my shadow here. But look, this here, and you see, it's in the ground, so that, what they'll do is they'll eat this first, they'll eat that, and then they'll have this left, and then they'll eat that. You can see, like a parsnip kind of texture, but really, really good for them. Really good carbohydrate. They love it. So they'll eat all of that green. And once they've eaten all of that green, it will look like this. So this is the bit they're just finishing on now. This fence is on, so watch them get electrocuted. So they've just finished this off now. So if you was just driving past, it would look like they were just on mud. But there's still, there we go, there's still some left. But it's ready to be moved on. the people that we're grazing it for want some of the roots left in. So like the roots of some of these obviously are still in the ground, so it can grow back. But sometimes when we graze it, they like it to all the roots, everything gone. Yeah, they love it. Hopefully I'll try and film them moving on. Can you see that green bit in the distance there? They've got to eat that already, but you can see the difference between this that they've eaten and that they haven't eaten, and the same here. Hi. So yeah, they're going there if all goes to plan. So you can see that Chris has run the 2 wires all the way to the end, and now what I've got to do is clip them into the posts, which is thrilling. So if anyone wants to give me a hand, that would be great. Remember when I said it was boring? So I've got to clip that in there, and then the bottom wire clips in to this one. So I'll show you. Clips in there like that, and then I've got to do it every single post. Snore, snore, snore. The thing is with farming is pretty much every single day is different. So today we're fencing and moving the sheep over. This morning, you know, we fed everyone in the barn, made sure everyone's okay. Tomorrow we could be clipping feet. The next day we could be, I don't know, worming them. The next day I could be making sausages in the little farm fridge. The next day I could be taking electric fence down. It's different every single day, and that's why it's enjoyable. You don't know what you're going to get up to. Here's Chris and Indy coming back from turning the electric off so I don't get electrocuted. She's scared. She thinks she's going to get electrocuted.
Yeah. I know where the key for the other unit is.
Yeah.
At the farm.
So we've got Chris on the green side, calling them, and then they are all running. So hopefully they'll all get under. need to go to the gym. She actually snapped one of my posts. Maybe it's her that needs to get to the gym. Some of you might be wondering how we get electric in the middle of a field. Well, we have this box that we lock, and in there we've got a battery, which is the same battery that runs your car, or mummy and daddy's car, and one of these. So what that does is what's in this box powers the whole fence around here to stop the sheep getting out. But if it's turned on, so if these are attached to here and here, then it means this whole thing can electrocute you. So I have to be very, very careful. So this crop isn't just here for the sheep, believe it or not. So usually in these fields there is wheat or barley, and then what happens is when that is taken away, so it's cut and taken away, then they plant either turnips or radishes or something like that, which is called a cover crop. And then the sheep come in, and what they do is they nibble away all the green, so it goes from that to that. They nibble it all away, eat all the roots, and then obviously where they're eating, they then poo it out the other end. And so the poo has got so much goodness in that the poo is then trodden into the ground, so it acts as a fertilizer, like a natural fertilizer. So it makes the soil or mud so rich in goodness. So it's really healthy soil. So then the healthier the soil, the more likely good crops will grow, because it's got the goodness. So the sheep are putting the goodness into the ground, the soil, so then the next plant that's put in there, or the next crop that's put in there, does really well and grows really big. And yeah, so the sheep do a brilliant job. And what I find interesting, because I used to be a hairdresser, I never used to be a farmer, so what I find interesting when I was learning about all of this is using the sheep to do this job means that a machine doesn't have to do as much work, and if there's less machines, it means it's better for the environment, and it will help to stop things like global warming and things like that that you might be a bit young for, but very interesting. All of these leaves here, if this wasn't planted here and it was just plain mud, so just plain soil, when it rained, all the goodness in the soil would just get washed away. So if this plant's here, the leaves act like umbrellas, so they stop the goodness of the soil washing away. So you should be saying thank you, really. Feeding the sheep and protecting the soil.